This alien's got tea, so bring yours, because we're gonna have a little chat over here. Hello there humans, I'm Dulce Silbruno. I'm a sci-fi writer, but currently published with a short story in a disability and romance anthology. So if you're curious about how a blind person writes something, and actually you want to see my writing material, well, then the link is in the description for you to check it out. But today I'm going to talk about something. As you might know me from previous videos, this talking shadow over here is an Ownvoices writer. This is why I write in multiple genres so long as I feature a blind or visually impaired character or someone with a disability of sorts. Because I want to raise awareness about the disabled community in the fiction field. I think non-fiction is very well covered with some other disabled writers, but yeah, this is not about non-fiction, this is not a memoir. This is about disabled characters in fictional situations, just like every other not disabled character in fictional situations. This video is a sort of response to the whole topic of stay in your lane that is growing on. I don't know if it's Twitter or Instagram or where the drama started, but yeah, I keep on hearing some other authors talking about some people that tell them to stay in their lane. And well, as an Ownvoices writer, I am a little bit concerned, might be the right word. I'm gonna try to keep this video as professional as I possibly can, because hey, I want a literary agent and I don't want this channel to become a hot mess of drama. This is not a tea channel, so hey, if you came here for tea, like that kind of tea, click away, this is not a thing. I'm here to talk about a healthy discussion on this whole stay in your lane thing. First of all, I think I have to disclose things about myself. I know that I promote most of it about blindness or mental health issues, because those are the things that I think affect me in the biggest way in my regular life, but these are not the only places where I become a minority. I could write about Ownvoices in the aspect of being queer. If you want to check that, I have a video talking about asexuality in a little bit more detail, but yeah, I'm part of the queer community. I'm asexual and I am demi-hetero-romantic, so I like dudes but I don't want to bang them and all that stuff. You can check it out, whatever. I am also, I know that I'm an alien in most of my videos, but this whole alien from a distant galaxy is a metaphor for a person who is basically not belonging anywhere. I am biracial. I am neither this, neither that. And I am also an expat in a foreign country. So my mother is from here, my dad is from here, and I live here, and I'm this mix of all these kind of things together, and I'm a hot mess. So yeah, I'm not only biracial, I'm also migrant, and I am also like an independent migrant because I'm on my own in a completely different place. Another reason why I don't disclose my appearance and my location, and yeah, watching out for my safety, you know. Watch out for your safety, guys. It's important. I learned it the hard way. Anyway, I'm also a religious minority because I am pagan, but I'm not gonna talk about all the details of my paganism because I'm not here to promote ideologies. I don't agree with that. That's just something that works for me. But yeah, I was raised in one religion. I said this is not for me, and I went and searched for my own religious symbolism that works for me and my beliefs and stuff. So yeah, I am blind, I have mental health issues, I'm biracial, I'm pagan, I'm a migrant, I'm alone, and let's just say that I have also my own chosen family, but this is something I rather talk about in private and not in a public video for the world to judge and see. I might not be of a plus size, but my body is not exactly ideal either. I'm not gonna go into details, I'm not disclosing appearances here. I'm blind! Honestly, when it comes to appearances, I don't mind. And that rhymed. Now that I got that out of the way, I can start bringing up my argument on this whole stay in your lane thing. First of all, who is starting the stay in your lane thing? It would worry me if it were other Ownvoices writers. The Ownvoices movement, as far as I understood, started as a movement to showcase awareness on minority groups. So it was all about helping with the censorship factor and the marginalization factor. Why would we as Ownvoices authors censor and segregate a writer with the well-intention of writing a representative of a minority group? I think such a thing of staying in your lane comes from a place of insecurity. Are you afraid that someone will pull it off better than what you can do as a writer? Is that a sense of entitlement or something? I understand that when you write from your own experience, because that's something that I clearly do very often. I am a firm believer of write about what you know, but I am also a firm believer in research and sensitivity reading and feedback and support and community. So I think I am not entitled to go and tell another author like, oh, you cannot write about blind characters because you're not blind. If that would be the case, then we wouldn't have amazing characters like Toph Beifong or Selma Yeskova from Dancer in the Dark, which I love both of them. When it comes to actors, fully sighted actors representing blind people, I'm not gonna go there. I'm not into the film industry. I'm just a writer. I'm not gonna talk about things that I cannot even see. Anyway, I'm gonna leave that for another video if you want. But yes, I think this whole stay in your lane comes from a place of insecurity. Let's turn it around and stir it up a little. Is this the same that I wouldn't be able to write sighted characters because I am blind? I mean, think about it in that way. So I don't have the capability of imagining the world as a fully sighted person. Therefore, I shouldn't be writing about them. Oh, sorry. I'm writing about Tibor. And I'm not gonna stop writing about that character because it's a character that means a lot to me. And his story is worth putting out there. I don't care if I cannot see. I will research and make my best effort on putting the accurate descriptions whenever that's due. And yet I also write about blind characters. I write about characters from whole different cultures that don't really belong to me. I heard about a fellow author, aka the Adorkable author. She has an amazing channel, go check it out. She was talking about an Irish character, and I jumped into the discussion because I have been fond of Ireland for nearly 2 decades of my life. It started in late childhood, and I have been reading, researching, and getting in contact with the culture since very early. And yet I'm not Irish. Does that mean that I cannot write about an Irish character and just ask around the fellow Irish contacts of mine, hey, is this accurate? Am I doing it right? Is this a stereotype? Is this a misconception? Can I do that? I do this. I had a short story. My first short story publication features an Irish musician. I have never played the uilleann pipe in my life. I don't know what it is to take a bagpipe or an uilleann pipe and just play it. And yet I did that. I did my research. I pulled it off, I think. I researched Irish slang. I researched common surnames of the Donegal area because it's a band from Donegal. I researched for a Gaelic name for their band. I researched for so many things for a simple short story to be as accurate as I possibly could make it. And yet I know there might be some misconceptions. There might be some mistakes. I'm not perfect. I'm just starting this whole author journey. And I'm doing that. Does that mean that I'm doing something wrong and I should stay in my lane just because I wasn't born in Ireland? Excuse my probably lack of professionalism, but I think this is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. How many times a writer is fond of a culture that doesn't belong to them and they want to write about, let's say, a Japanese character, anime fans out there. It's not shade on you. No, I'm just saying people who are fans of this and that and they just want to represent it in a way. Does that mean that they should stay in their lane because they were not born there? Really? Come on. Something else I wanted to bring up to this discussion is the thing that disabilities are not always visible. Writers don't put everything about their lives on public video or pictures for the world to see. Believe me, from the 900 things that I say on this channel, there are a billion that I'm not saying, and I keep my reservations because life, that's how it is. Have you ever considered that someone might be disabled with an autoimmune disease or multiple autoimmune diseases? You cannot see that. You are not able to see with your eyes if a person has lupus or Sjogren's disease or hepatitis or hepatitis. You know what I'm talking about. Chronic fatigue, for example. Another thing that you might take into consideration is the person could be adopted. You don't know this. Yeah, maybe the person is white, but they were raised by Asian parents. I mean, it can happen. Another thing that could possibly make this person a sort of minority is an expat. Expat people live wherever they want, and they could be from United States, from Europe, from Canada, from Australia, and they could live in Africa, Asia, Latin America, whatever they want. They could be witnessing a culture via living there. I do that. I lived in Hungary for some years, and yeah, I learned about Hungary, and I want to write about Hungary and Hungarian characters. I wasn't born in Hungary. Is someone gonna get angry? I don't think so. I'm gonna write it as best as I can, and I have Hungarian friends to ask around if I want to bring a character. And believe me, when it comes to Hungarians, they were pretty happy that I wanted to include Hungarians in my book. There's not much Hungarian representation out there. So yeah, bring it on. There are so many things that we are quick to judge without knowing. So how do you really know what is a specific writer's lane to stay in? Do you really know this person that much to jump in and tell them what to do with their lives and their writing career? I think you might not. And you're just being a little bit too quick on your judgment. I think representation of all kinds is healthy. It's good for the people out there. I mean, it's good to have variety in literature. And like, before someone brings in the cultural appropriation aspect, really, what about big things like, I don't know, Disney? Are you gonna tell Disney not to take cultural appropriation? Or are you bringing all this thing because of people and companies like Disney? I mean, yeah, sure, that's not the best way to represent something, but this is why, as time goes by, authors from all over the world getting collaboration, and they get involved in the community, and they raise awareness, and they make videos talking about things like this alien over here. So if someone is curious enough to write a blind character in their novel, just like it could be a side character, a love interest, or someone of the crew, whatever, and they happen to be blind, at least they can come to me and ask, hey, is this accurate? And I'm very happy to help them with their story. I'm not gonna censor them and like, oh, you cannot write about a blind character because you have to stay in your lane. I am not insecure like that. The more representation, the merrier. And yes, Ownvoices writers are important. I'm not saying that, oh, we have to take a back seat for average or like not disabled or not queer or not biracial authors to take the spotlight. No. We can coexist in the same space. And that's what I'm trying to say, but I'm just not coherent enough to bring it into a 5-minute video. I'm really sorry about that. I ramble. I'm learning. But yeah, this is my 2 cents in the topic. I want to write whatever the crap I want to write, regardless of being my own lived experience or not. I think I have this freedom of expression that writing actually is. Writing is subjective, writing is a craft, and writing is also a form of art. I express myself much better through my writing than through my speaking. I'm doing my best. But, I mean, I want to write whatever I want. And I think I have the right to do that, and so does every single author out there. So long as you do your research, I think we're fine. It doesn't have to be because of Ownvoices. Now we are the only ones entitled to write about certain things. Get rid of your entitlement, please. It doesn't serve you. Your ideological thinking doesn't serve you. Your impatience and frustration and complaining and judging doesn't serve you. The only thing that actually serves you in this competitive field that is writing or every other form of art is actually collaboration and thriving together. And that's what I try to do with the community. So yeah, that was my 2 cents. That was my tea. As subtle as I try to pull it out there. I mean, I'm not an argument kind of alien. I'm very peaceful. I come in peace, humans. I come in peace. So yeah, that was my tea. Thank you very much for tagging along. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you for watching. And if you like my stuff, please consider subscribing and ring the bell for future notifications. That's it for me. See you in the next video. Bye.